Hi guys, and welcome to another edition of How I Tank. I am finally getting around to this. This is something I have wanted to do for about 6 months and I just have never gotten around to it before now. But thankfully, I've had some time and I'm finally going to get this video made. Welcome to the ultimate gold guide for World of Tanks. Yes, we're going to be talking about gold today, so no gameplay. Sorry about that. We're only going to be talking about gold, its uses, and what my opinion is on for each of those uses. So we are going to start with gold and ways of getting gold. Well, there are three main ways of getting gold in World of Tanks. First of all, in the game itself, you can click on Get Gold, and it will bring you to the website for the premium shop. This is the page it opens up on, and you have various amounts of gold for various money you can buy, and everything from really weird smaller packets, 780 gold for €5, all the way up to huge packages, 30,000 gold for almost €100. The larger the packet, the better value it is. So if you are going to be buying gold, it's usually best to avoid the smaller packs. You don't get a very good exchange rate. You get more value for your money if you buy the larger packs. The second way to purchase gold for the game is to buy it in bundle form. So if you head into bundles, you'll see that bundles usually include a tank, premium time, and gold. This, believe it or not, is actually better value, providing you want the premium time and a tank thrown in. You can also buy different packages for gold and premium alone if you don't want a tank. And bundles probably work out at the best exchange rates of all. You can usually get a pretty good value for money by buying gold through bundles, as you get premium time and everything else thrown in. The third way to get gold is through codes or promotional packages, and there are a lot of websites out there that give away gold on occasion. I have picked up a lot of free gold over the years, mainly through Wargaming themselves, who give out bonus codes every now and again, but also Logitech have been known to give out codes. And another useful site to keep an eye on is EUAlienwareArena.com /giveaways. That's also us.alienwarearena.com /giveaways. I'll put the link up on screen. And if you keep an eye on this site on occasion, they will give out giveaways. We can click on giveaways. And as you can see here, there were two giveaways recently by Alienware. There was World of Tanks bonus code giveaway and World of Tanks starter pack giveaway. So for the starter pack, no available keys right now, but they do appear on occasion. If you are a new player to World of Tanks, you can pick up 500 gold, 7 days of premium, and 100,000 credits. All you had to do was keep an eye on the site, and when a key became available, grab it and use it on the World of Tanks website. The other special they did was just a bonus code, and again, all keys are gone, but this was for every player, and it gave away 300 gold and 1 day of premium. Now, these are quite frequent. You'll see them a few times a year, and the best place to keep an eye out for giveaway codes is a site called For the Record. And again, I will post the link on the video description below, but For the Record basically keeps an eye on different specials that may be going on. It also keeps you up to date on all the little bits and pieces that are happening in-game. If we go back to older posts, I'm not quite sure how far back they were. Here we go. On March 21st, and again, I missed this one. Unfortunately, I have no idea how I missed this one, but two codes were given out, and they also gave you a premium day and possibly gold, I can't remember. But there are plenty of promotional packages and codes that are given out that will enable you to get gold for your game. And Wargaming do this quite a lot. They gave out 100 gold for a password reset event last year. They also gave out 100 gold for linking a telephone number to your World of Tanks account. I don't know whether they're still doing that, but there are plenty of ways outside of the game to get gold. You just have to keep an eye open and visit various sites that are known for giveaways, and keep an eye on For the Record, where bonus codes will appear. So now that that's out of the way, and you have some gold in your account, the big questions are, how do you best spend that gold? Well, there are lots and lots of ways of spending gold in-game. What you want to do is you want to use that gold wisely, and you want to get the most bang for your buck and use the gold for what most benefits you in the long term. The number one thing I recommend you do with your gold is for a premium account. This will give you 50% more experience and 50% more credits per battle while you have a premium account, and this makes the grind pretty much up to tier 8 a heck of a lot quicker, and beyond tier 8 not quite as quick, because it requires a heck of a lot of experience, but definitely quicker than playing without a premium account. Beyond tier 8, if you're not playing with a premium account, it's going to be very, very difficult to earn profit. You will be making a loss definitely beyond tier 8. If you're a fairly below average player, unfortunately you're going to start making losses without a premium account around tier 6 and 7. Tier 6 and 7, if you're playing without a premium account, that's where you're going to make your money. But the higher you go, unfortunately, you're going to start losing credits unless you are running a premium account. And that is the number one reason I recommend people use their gold to purchase premium time. Now, with premium time, as you can see, I have 60 days left here. Again, the larger you buy, or the larger package you buy, the better value it is. So if you can wait for a sale when premium accounts are on discount, and you buy a large one, a 3-month premium account, a 180-day premium account, a 1-year premium account, that is going to give you the best bang for your buck. But not always. And again, if you are an occasional player, if you are not addicted to this game like I am, if you find yourself only logging in a couple of times a week and not every day, then buying a large premium account that covers you for the year, it might save hassle, but it's not going to save you money. It's going to be a waste of gold if you're only going to be using it, say, 2 days out of every 7. In that situation, it might be better, for example, if you only play on the weekends, just to buy a 3-day premium package. It's more expensive when you look at the premium day versus gold than buying a large package, but you're not going to be wasting a lot of money on days that you are not going to be playing tanks. Okay, so let's assume you already have a premium account, or you don't want to spend gold on the premium account. What is the next best thing to spend gold on, in my opinion? Again, other players will have different opinions. For me, the next best thing to spend gold on is premium tanks. Okay, so unlike a premium account where you are on a set time limit and it will expire, a premium tank is going to be with you forever. And as you can see, I have a lot of premium tanks. A premium tank will stay in your garage regardless of whether or not you have a premium account, and it is with you, as I say, forever. Oh well, of course you can sell it, in which case it's not going to be with you forever, but as long as you don't sell it, it's going to constantly be in your garage. Well, what are the benefits of having a premium tank? Well, a premium tank will earn you more credits. So even without a premium account, a premium tank will earn you more credits. Some of them, like the Churchill 3, have an experience booster, which will earn you slightly more experience, but mainly premium tanks are going to be used for earning credits. So even without a premium account, you are going to be earning more credits, which will mean that more higher tier games can be played because you're earning more credits, and you can accept those losses at higher tiers. Or if the higher the tier your premium tank is, then you could just be playing that in higher tier games. For example, a tier 8 premium it's going to be impossible, almost impossible, to lose money in a tier 8 game when you're playing a tier 8 premium. The experience that is earned on premium tanks can be turned into crew training. So while you're playing this tank, all premium tanks have everything unlocked. You do not need to grind, you do not need to research anything on any premium tank. What you can do is you can accelerate crew training. So if you were playing the premium tank without the accelerate crew training option checked, you would end up getting experience pretty much here beside your research button. And that is dead research, and we'll come to that later. If you are going to be playing a premium tank, accelerate crew training, and that means that any experience you earn on the tank is going to be going into advancing your crew skills. Most players earn premium tanks simply for the credit earning. The main use of my premium tanks is for crew training. I have a lot of tanks, I train a lot of crews. I am constantly short of good crews, so I find premium tanks very, very good for training up spare crews. I've covered this in previous How I Tank videos. The other small bonus to spending gold and earning a premium tank is that you do not have to pay for crew retraining. So as you can see, I've got my IS-2 crew in my 112. I do not have to retrain these guys in order to drive the premium tank because it is another Chinese heavy. Again, I have covered that in previous How I Tank videos. So we've mentioned free experience. That's this option here. The lower XP here is the XP you've earned on the tank. As you can see, I've got no XP on the 112 because I've got Accelerate Crew Training on. I do have 8,378 free experience right now on my account. Free experience in World of Tanks is gained for every battle you play. 5% of your total experience from that battle becomes free experience, which can be used to research any tank or module, and it's not tied to any particular tank. So for example, I could play a game in the AMX 1375, 5% of my experience from that game will be added to the free experience pool. I can then use that free experience to go to another tank, for example the AMX AC MLE, and I can use that free experience to research another module. So as you can see, I've got 10,000 experience currently earned on the AMX. That 10,000 plus the free experience could be used right now to unlock these tracks. Now I don't want to use any free experience at the moment because I'm saving it up for another tank, but that is one use of that free experience. And it doesn't matter whether you have a premium account or you have a free account. Free experience works exactly the same way. How does this tie into gold? Well, there is also an option to convert the experience on elated tanks, and an elated tank is a fully upgraded tank. So for example, if we take a look at the Tiger 2 here, and I go to the research, you will see that I have researched absolutely everything on the Tiger, and that including the Tiger 2. This has meant that this tank is now considered elite, and you will see your elite tanks. The Nashorn, for example, down here is not elated, and it doesn't have a special icon. If we look at the Tiger, where's the Tiger gone? There we go, Tiger. We have a nice gold oak leaf beside the Tiger, and that means that this tank is elated. So just like a premium tank, an ordinary tank can be elated and it can get the Accelerate Crew Training option. And what this means is the Tiger can now be used just like a premium tank. Without Accelerate Crew Training on, I can play games in this tank and I can gain XP on the Tiger just like I would when it wasn't elated. But what can I do with all that XP? I've already researched everything that's possible to do with the Tiger, and that's where gold comes in. So I'm just going to turn on Accelerate Crew Training again because I don't want to earn any basic XP for the Tiger. But if I did, and I played a game in the Tiger without the accelerated crew training on, the XP from that battle would appear here beside XP, and what I could do then is I could convert experience. So when you convert experience, this is the next usage for gold. As you can see, the exchange rate is 1 gold equals 25 free experience. I have free experience on some of my tanks. Unfortunately, I don't have 25 free experience, otherwise I'd be able to use 1 gold to convert that. But this is the experience that's currently sitting on tanks that are already elated. And by clicking on Convert, I can turn that experience using gold into free XP. And with that free XP, I can then research modules on other tanks. Now, while this may sound great and a fantastic use of gold, I do need to warn you, this is very, very, very expensive to do. For example, simply unlocking and free XPing modules on a higher tier tank just to get to the next tank so that you don't have to play the tank you're on could end up costing you as much as a premium tank. It is very, very expensive. So use your free experience very, very sparingly. Do not free XP new tanks. Whatever you do, do not free XP new tanks. If you are going to be using free XP, what you should be doing is you should be upgrading modules. And that's what I do. So, for example, if a tank is playable stock, and again I'm going to use an example here, IS2. I took a look at the IS2 stats, and I figured that the IS2 was playable with the second gun. The second gun and the final gun aren't that much different. I had the final radio researched previously, and again I don't have the final engine or the final turret researched, but again, looking at the stats of the final turret, looking at the stats of the final engine, I decided that yes, the IS2 was usable, so I will just grind up the XP on the IS2 and unlock these normally without spending any free XP. However, that's not the case with all tanks. Some tanks are absolutely horrible stock. I'm going to try and find an example here. Here we go. The RL-44. This is a tank I have not yet played. And why haven't I played it? Well, the engine. There's a huge difference between the stock engine and the upgraded engine. And this thing is going to be horrible to play with the stock engine. Likewise, I have a second gun on it. It's only got 135 pen, and there are 3 more guns available for it, all better. But 135 pen is absolutely terrible for a tier 6 tank. 170 is better, but we can get much better guns using free XP. Playing this tank stock is an absolute pain in the butt, and that's why I am using my free XP sparingly to upgrade the tracks. As you can see, I have not played this tank yet. I used free XP to upgrade the tracks. The radio was already upgraded, and I am going to use free XP to upgrade the final gun. 170 is usable, 135 is not. So once I get this tank into a position where I think I can play and do well in it, then I will start playing it. I don't have to fully upgrade everything, I just don't think the tank is very good with the basic configuration or stock. So using gold to convert experience is something you can do, but don't go crazy. It is very, very expensive to do, and I don't go crazy. I take a look at every tank. If I think a tank is playable from stock, I will play it from stock. If I think a tank is just going to be too difficult to play from stock, then unfortunately, yes, I'm going to have to dip into my free XP pool and unlock some modules. What I don't do is use free XP to unlock the next tank, because as I say, that is incredibly expensive. We'll take a look here. The AT-15. I have unlocked everything on the AT-15 and now I'm on the march to the Tortoise. I have 20,000 XP on this tank. I need another 140,000 XP to get to the Tortoise at tier 9. And that means I need 5,600 gold to convert. Assuming I had the XP in my free XP pool, I would need 5,600 gold to convert that XP. And 5,600 gold would cost me 20 euros from the gift shop. But that is because I already have 20,000 XP on the vehicle and I have already unlocked all of these modules. To unlock all of these modules with free XP and advance to the Tortoise without ever playing the AT-15 would cost me closer to 50 euros. So not a very good way of using gold. The next way to use gold in this game is converting gold to credits. You can exchange gold. For example, I have gold in my account. I can click here to exchange gold if I needed more credits. Again, I don't need credits at the moment, but if I choose to exchange gold, then you will see that 1 gold equals 400 credits. I could currently earn, let's see how much 3,654 gold will earn me. It will earn me another 14,616,000. So I could be up to 28 million credits in my account right now if I chose to convert all of that gold. But likewise, it is not a very efficient use of gold. It is a short-term gain, it is very expensive in the long term, and you would be far better off purchasing a premium tank in order to boost your credits rather than using gold to boost your credits. I have never, in all my time playing World of Tanks, exchanged gold for credits. I just have never needed to. The credits can be earned extremely quickly just by playing games, and if you are lacking credits, then it makes much more sense to go out and buy a premium tank that you will own for all time rather than just converting gold to credits. There are many other ways to spend gold in World of Tanks. I don't consider exchanging gold for credits efficient. I don't consider converting experience efficient unless it's simply to speed up an upgrade of a module as opposed to upgrading to a whole new tank. The next best way to spend gold in World of Tanks is garage slots. Definitely garage slots. You can see how many tanks I own. I really believe in garage slots. And again, this is my own personal opinion, but when I first started playing World of Tanks, one of the mistakes I made was believing that this game was all about moving to the next level. Okay, I've finished with tier 1, I got to get to tier 2. I've finished tier 2, I've got to get to tier 3. And proceeding up the tiers. And in order to earn credits for the next tank, I sold the previous tank. I was in a hurry to get to tier 10. And yes, I got to tier 10. I ground my way to tier 10, probably in record time. Very quickly indeed. Unfortunately, I didn't take the time to learn the game. So I got to tier 10. I wasn't a bad player, but I definitely wasn't a good player by the time I got to tier 10. And because I was doing so badly at tier 10, that's when I actually took the time to realize that I had grinded through an entire tier of tanks, or a line of tanks, without taking the time to actually learn how to play the game. The other thing that happened was because I was at tier 10 and I was selling the tanks that came prior to that tier, because I wanted the crew to move on, I ended up selling tanks that I really actually enjoyed playing, and I've had to go back and I've had to rebuy a lot of tanks I enjoyed playing simply because the first time round I ground past them. Now I was in a position to do that because I've got plenty of gold. However, if you want to use your gold efficiently and you're not going to be spending that much money on the game, then garage slots are a must. because you are going to come across plenty of tanks that you enjoy playing, tanks that you do well in. You should not feel pressurized to sell those tanks simply to free up a slot in order to move on to the next tank. You don't have to do that if you have a spare slot. Wargaming also give out plenty of free tanks on special occasions. For example, the T7 combat car, the T1E6, the Light 6C, the Tetrarch, they were all free tanks that were given out, and they were given to you with the garage slot they currently sit in. They didn't take a garage slot from you if you had a spare garage slot. These tanks came with their own garage slot. A lot of players sold these tanks in order to free up that garage slot, and probably now regret doing so, because those tanks aren't very easy to get your hands on anymore. So definitely, garage slots are a very, very good way of spending your gold. However, never, unless you are stuck, spend 300 gold on a garage slot. Garage slots, about 4 times a year, come up in half price specials, 50% off. So why buy one garage slot for 300 gold when you can buy 2 garage slots for 300 gold? Wait for those half price specials and then stock up on those garage slots. If you've got gold sitting in your account, don't be tempted to spend 300 gold on a garage slot because the special isn't running. Sooner or later it will come and you will end up with twice the value for your gold. The next use of gold would be your barracks. For example, if you come to your barracks, if you end up owning a lot of tanks, you will end up getting a lot of crew members. These are all my crew members. I can enlarge my barracks if I didn't have enough space for 300 gold. But again, if you are going to be spending money sparingly on this game, garage slots, while it's nice, really aren't an issue if you manage your crews carefully and don't have too many spare crew members sitting around. For example, I've just noticed I've got one of the drivers for my 112 we were looking at earlier. That's the driver that came with the tank, but I don't need him anymore. He's taking up a barrack slot, so let's just get rid of him. And there's a commander. Am I on the right one? I am. So with careful management, you can go through your barracks, keep your crew members down, and not have to spend gold on barracks at all. I have increased my barrack size simply because it was a pain in the butt having to move crew members one at a time. Some of these tanks have very, very large crews, and I liked just being able to move them from one tank to another without having to mess around in the barracks. But increasing your barrack size for gold is just a complete luxury. You don't need to. Again, it's half price, 50% off at certain times of the year. But even then, if you're short on gold and you're not quite sure what to spend your gold on, increasing your barracks is definitely not one of the things that should be at the top of your list. Another thing that is a complete and utter waste of time is crew renaming. If you go to a crew member and under personnel data or personal data, depends on where you're from, you will find that this current driver is called Ernie O'Dempsey. He must have a bit of Irish in him. So Ernie O'Dempsey, if I don't like that particular name for the commander on my AT-15, I can choose a new name. Can we choose anyone famous? I don't know. So if we wanted to change Ernie's name to Gordon, do we have a Freeman? Not quite sure if we've got a Freeman. But you're getting the gist of it. If I did want to change his name to Gordon Freeman, we can! Yes! So I could change this to a Half-Life crew. I could replace personnel data for 50 gold. But again, this is a pure vanity thing. You do not need to do it. It has absolutely no impact on the game. And in all my time playing World of Tanks, I have never changed the crew name of a crew member. It's a complete waste of gold. The next use of gold can be found in your service tab. If you go to service, you can purchase, rather than using credits, you can purchase what we call premium ammo, what used to be called gold ammo, but is now premium ammo, because once upon a time gold ammo was only available for gold. Now it is premium ammo, and it can be purchased for credits. Again, why you would want to spend gold on ammo: 11 gold per one shell for the 1 gold shell for the AT-15. Absolutely incredible waste of money. I fire 15 of these, I could buy a garage slot. So make sure you switch this to credits if you are going to be firing any premium ammo, and don't waste gold. You also have the same option with consumables. I use basic consumables, small first aid kits, small repair kits, and a manual fire extinguisher. But there are premium. Unfortunately, I already have some of them in my garage due to the latest special, but as you can see, I could choose to put 105 octane gasoline on this particular tank. It would cost me gold. Likewise, instead of using a manual fire extinguisher, I could use an automatic fire extinguisher, and again, it would cost me gold. Now, let's do this just for the sake of it, and you'll see it defaults to gold. So 50 gold! Wow! For an automatic fire extinguisher. Again, absolutely no point in spending gold on this. I could switch it to credits. Now, it's expensive, but at the higher tiers, sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not. It is completely your choice, but spending gold on premium ammo or premium consumables is a complete and utter waste of time, especially since they can all be purchased with credits. Let's switch it back to a manual fire extinguisher. Another use for gold in-game is camo. And this is something I use a lot, but I don't need to. In fact, I would probably cry if I thought about how much gold I have spent on camo for my tanks over the years. By going to exterior, you can choose. Let's actually pick a tank that doesn't have camo. There we go. M44 does not have camo. By going to the exterior button, I can now choose to place camo on this tank permanently for 150 gold, but don't let that fool you. This is just one of the themes. If I were to apply this camo, this is the winter camo. I also have summer camo, and there is also desert camo. This would cost me 450 gold. I could buy, during a sale, 3 garage slots for that. And this is permanent, and it's for gold. So it is a complete and utter waste of gold, not good value at all, unless you are 100% going to keep a tank in your garage forever. If you find a tank you've loved playing and you're going to be keeping it, that is the only time I use gold to buy permanent camo for the tank. Unfortunately, there are a lot of tanks I've decided to keep permanently, and I've ended up spending a lot of gold putting camo on them. But I only spend gold on a tank for its camo if the tank is going to be a keeper and I have no plans for selling it. Again, this is a complete vanity option. Why do you want camo on your tanks? Well, there are 2 reasons. The first one is vanity. It looks good. But the other reason is more important. Camo on your tank actually does give your tank an increased camo bonus. Again, for example, if you're driving a tank like a big heavy, the E100, that doesn't have a very big camo value to begin with. So putting camo on an E100 is going to do very little. It's going to increase its camo value a fraction, but probably not worth it. On the other hand, if you've got a scout that has a very, very high camo value, putting camo paint on a scout is definitely worth it. It definitely does make it harder to detect. But again, gold is a vanity item, and you do not need to use gold to put camo on your tanks. You can do it for credits. Let's say I chose not to do it permanently because the M44 is definitely not going to be a keeper for me. I can switch to credits. And again, I have two options. I can apply it for 30 days or I can apply it for 7 days. And again, you have the same camo patterns. There's nothing different between them. But it's going to cost you credits instead of gold. You still get the camo bonus, the tank still looks cool, and it costs you credits, not gold. So again, it's slightly a vanity option, but it does have benefits for some tanks. So while we're here on the exterior screen, and talking about the camo, there are also two other ways to spend gold in this game, and the first one is emblems. You can install or you can use gold to place an emblem on your tank. Why you would want to is 100% vanity. It basically allows other players to see that emblem, but it adds nothing to the game. And I only have emblems on one of my tanks. So out of the hundreds of tanks I own, I have an Irish flag, and I have a... is it under miscellaneous? There goes my phone while I'm recording. You gotta love this. And I also have a shamrock on just one of my tanks, and they are on my Super Pershing, which is the first premium tank I ever purchased, and I put emblems on it, and it is also the tank I have played the most. So you can place emblems and inscriptions on your tank, but exactly like the camo, you can place them on them permanently for gold, or you can put them on temporarily for credits. We'll change it to an Indian. For 30 days, and it's going to cost me 36,000 credits. So if you really want to put emblems on your tank that are nothing other than vanity items, you can do it for credits. You don't need to spend gold. I do regret placing emblems on my Super Pershing. I could have used the gold for better things since then, but if you want to spend gold on them, you can, but it won't add anything to the gameplay for you. You're far better off, if you really do want emblems, just use credits and renew it every 30 days or every 7 days, whatever you prefer. But not needed, doesn't add anything to the game. Now, I did mention that garage slots are half price quite frequently, usually about 4 times a year. I failed to mention while I was going through all the other usages for gold, but Barracks slots are also 50% off at various times of the year. Camouflage is also 50% off at various times of the year. Emblems and inscriptions are also 50% off at various times of the year. Consumables are 50% off at various times of the year. And even on occasion, premium ammo is on discount. Pretty much everything in the game that can be purchased for gold, including premium time, premium accounts, and you get good gold deals where you'll get 15% extra for your money. Absolutely everything for gold has been on sale at one time or the other. So if you are going to be spending gold on anything at all, remember, you're probably going to pick it up cheaper. I have lost count of the amount of times I've spent gold in this game, and a week or two later, whatever I spent gold on was half price. Save your gold, wait for those specials, and then buy what you need to. The next use of gold in World of Tanks, and this is one I do use 100% all the time, but it's pretty cheap, is removing equipment. Let's remove or demount this camo net. You have your equipment slots here. You can attach new equipment. Now, if we go to mount equipment, you'll see that some of the equipment is free. So I can mount this toolbox. It's here. It increases my repair speed. I can click on it and I can demount it, and it mounts and demounts for absolutely no cost. However, some of these some of this equipment is considered complex equipment. In other words, it's just a way of forcing you to spend gold. It's a gold sink, but you have a little what looks like a nut up here, and it considers anything with this little symbol to be complex equipment. That means that you will actually have to pay to demount it. Now, I'd love to actually give you an example of this, but I'm not going to pay gold. But essentially, these are complex equipment. I have put it on the tank to increase my aiming speed and my loading time on RT, and believe me, RT needs it. So I've got two pieces of complex equipment here. Let's put the camo net back on. Now, I can demount the camo net for free because it's not complex equipment. However, the gun rammer and the gun laying drive are. If I choose to demount these, it's going to ask me to spend gold, and it is 10 gold to demount it. Now, why would I want to demount gold? Well, or demount these for gold? Well, I'm not planning to keep this tank. So when I sell this tank, basically, if I sell it and these have not been demounted, I will lose these forever. They will be gone. And considering that these are pretty expensive in the first place, as you can see, it's not going to give me a price, is it? Oh, it is. Okay. So, the enhanced gun laying drive isn't giving me a price here, but if I go to coded optics, it'll say that it is 500,000 credits. Complex equipment, again, is very, very expensive to buy, even when you buy it at half price in sales. And it just kills me thinking I'm throwing away 500,000 credits simply because I was too cheap to spend 10 gold to demount a piece of equipment in order to save it for the next vehicle. I don't fancy having to grind up another 500,000 credits for this exact piece of equipment for the next tank along the line. So this is, in my opinion, a very valid use of gold, using it to demount complex equipment in order to save you a butt-ton of credits. Now, there are another couple of ways you can spend gold in World of Tanks. And again, it is completely up to you. In your account management on the main World of Tanks website, when you've logged in and everything else, you can basically change your username, and it's going to cost you 200 or 2,500 gold. Why you would want to change your username, I have no idea. Maybe your username was originally named after part of your girlfriend or boyfriend's favorite body part, I don't know. And you're no longer with that girlfriend or boyfriend, and you now find the name embarrassing. But if you do choose to change your name, just be aware it's going to cost you 2,500 gold. Another way of spending gold in this game is to create a clan. Unfortunately, I have already created a clan, but you can create a clan in World of Tanks. It is going to cost you gold, however. I can't show it to you because, as I say, I already happen to have my clan created. But to create a clan in World of Tanks, you have to pay gold to create it. So, unless you are serious about creating a clan, unless you are serious about competing or developing a World of Tanks community, again, it is a complete waste of gold. Again, it could be a vanity thing. Maybe you've thought of a cool clan name and you just simply want to get that behind your in-game name. That's fine, but it's going to cost you gold, and it is complete vanity unless you actually plan to use that clan. So if you are relatively new to the game and don't want to spend gold creating a clan, what you can do is possibly join someone else's. See whether or not clan warfare is for you, see whether or not you like the practicing, you like the camaraderie, you like the tactics being used. Then you can decide later down the line whether or not you're going to create a clan, but in the beginning, really, it's just going to be a waste of gold. And there we have it. I think I have included absolutely everything in the game you can spend gold on and told you whether or not I think it's a good idea. If I've missed something, please let me know in the comments. If you found this helpful, please let me know in the comments. If you want to see more of these types of videos, please let me know in the comments. Just say hello to me in the comments. I get lonely. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.